So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. So guys, I did a live stream today, and in that live stream, something hit me. That there's a lot of you, and I'm included, that some of us have got thinking about this Pacquiao-Spence fight, and we're thinking from an emotional place. We're thinking from an emotional place, and we're giving our predictions from an emotional place. And that's what and that's the greatness of Manny Pacquiao, that he's adored by so many people. There's so many people here in the UK, where I'm from, that want Manny Pacquiao to win. It's not a case where they think he's going to win. I think people like myself know that Spence is going to be a problem here, and the chances of Spence beating Manny Pacquiao are very high, and he probably stops him. And actually, some of the Manny Pacquiao fans actually acknowledge that as well. But Manny Pacquiao has had such an impact on the sport of boxing, and so many boxing fans, hardcore boxing fans, and he's adored and loved by so many boxing fans, is that sometimes that clouds our judgment. I want Manny Pacquiao, and I don't normally say this because I try to stay neutral. For the sport of boxing, it'll be good if Errol Spence wins, because Errol Spence is a new up-and-coming guy, and it'll be good for Manny to pass on the torch to someone like Errol Spence, and then Errol Spence could run the sport. But I want Manny Pacquiao to win the fight. It doesn't mean I think he's going to win. I want him to win, because that's the kind of affection that Manny Pacquiao's had on me in boxing. Because when I started watching boxing, Pacquiao was at the peak of his powers. Right? Pacquiao was the man in boxing when I initially started boxing, and Pacquiao was in his purple patch years, in his prime years, where he was beating the crap, and he was so sensational and such a great watch. I was mesmerized watching Pacquiao. I remember his performance against Miguel Cotto. I remember his performance against Margarito, Clottey, Hatton. You know, he was mesmerizing, and he had such an impact on me and so many other fight fans, that we just got attached to watching Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's fights are so exciting. And even when Manny Pacquiao's lost, and like Marquez, where he got knocked out badly, we always had that affection, him coming back. We wanted to see him. And let's be honest, a lot of people wanted to see Manny Pacquiao beat Mayweather because of the affection. But sometimes when we're thinking about it, it clouds your judgment. A lot of people said, Imran, you picked Thurman to beat Pacquiao. I didn't. I picked Pacquiao to beat Thurman. Go watch my pre-fight videos or pre-fight calls on that fight. I picked Pacquiao to win that fight. I even said that I've never picked against Manny Pacquiao. This is the first time I'm going to pick against Manny Pacquiao. I even picked Pacquiao to beat Mayweather, because I just thought Pacquiao's speed was going to be too much. But Mayweather proved me wrong. And with this fight, Pacquiao may prove me wrong. Who knows? But one thing is with me, I'm not biased. I say what I feel. And I think a lot of people that are coming on the live streams, and I love it. I love you guys coming on the live streams. I can't thank you enough coming on the live streams, because I'm enjoying chatting to all of you. It's great. It's a great watch. I feel like I get bored speaking to you guys when you guys are in the chat. Although I love doing it, I'd prefer when you guys speak on camera, so then we can have a debate. You know, we're not always going to agree with everything, but I love to have a debate with you guys. I love to talk with you guys. I love to go back and forth. No. This is that. It's great. It's great viewing, and it's great to have back and forth, because you guys are in the chat because you guys love boxing. And I love boxing, and I love to have a talk with you guys. I love to debate with you guys. I love to talk about boxing with you guys, because I love boxing. But one thing I have noticed is that Manny Pacquiao is probably the most adored boxer ever. You know, he's probably up there with Ali, like literally being adored. Mike Tyson was adored. Mike Tyson, I'm not sure he was so much adored. He was like he was an icon. You know, I always say that after Ali, Mike Tyson was the most recognized fighter ever, you know, after Muhammad Ali. Pacquiao hasn't got that kind of fame, although he's massive. He's probably one of the most adored fighters. I don't think many people have a bad word about Pacquiao. I just think what he's done for the sport of boxing is crazy. It's crazy. His performances, his, the way he stayed humble throughout his career. The fact that he's been able to bounce back from defeat. I think he's a phenomenal athlete. And I think Manny Pacquiao, like I said, if he beats Errol Spence, for me, will go down as probably, I think you could put him as the greatest fighter of all time. And that's the kind of levels that we're talking here. We're talking those kind of levels. We're talking elite levels where we're talking, if he beats Errol Spence, we're talking about probably the greatest of all time. And that's not me, bragging, me bigging Pacquiao up for views or whatever. No, that's me being serious. If Manny Pacquiao beats Errol Spence, I will be sitting down and be doing a top 5 greatest fighter of all time, and Manny Pacquiao will be in that, and probably maybe be number 2, number 1. It could be anything, because Manny Pacquiao is that good. He's that good. He's that great, right? He's a phenomenon. He's a phenomenon, and I do think a lot of people that are calling this fight are being biased, and I'm probably one of them. The fact that I think this fight is going to be dangerous for Spence and close, I might be being biased because I have that affection, and I'm picking. I want Manny to win. I openly say, and listen, I don't really normally say that because I like to stay neutral as a guy that has a channel and talk boxing. I would love Manny to win this fight just because, like, Pacquiao is somebody that I adored watching. Pacquiao is somebody that I looked up to. Pacquiao is somebody that I got into the sport watching. His style, Khan's style, I love their fighting styles. I love their fast hands, the way I just loved when they threw their free. That I found so appealing. That's why they're my 2 favorite fighters. It's not so much that, like, Pacquiao's obviously an all-time great and Khan wasn't that, but it was their fighting styles. It was the fact that they let their hands go. They weren't afraid of being knocked out. They had such an exciting style, such a friendly style. That's what made me attracted to those guys. Even though one was at a different level to another, Khan was not at the level of Pacquiao. Pacquiao was on another level. But the fact is, it was more their fighting styles that attracted me to them. It was Pacquiao's fighting style. It was Pacquiao's willingness to take on the best as well, time and time again. I don't see we're going to see anyone of his like. I know people are comparing Inoue to him, and I'm going to do a separate video about that. You're never going to get another like. You're never going to get anybody that goes up 8 weight classes, 5 lineal, like he's a lineal champion across 5 weights, man. That's ridiculous. It's surreal. But the thing is, we are clouding our judgment about this fight. Errol Spence is the clear favorite in this fight, guys. He's the clear favorite in this fight, and Pacquiao for me he's daring to be great, and that's what, again, the fact that Manny took this fight. Forget about winning. I think you got to salute him because it's a dangerous fight. It's a fight where we know what the consequences. It could go horribly wrong. He could get knocked out. But at the end of the day, I just salute him at 42 years of age to fight. Would this be the greatest win for a 40-plus-year-old fighter in the history of boxing? Possibly. I believe so. I don't believe any fighter has been able to beat a top 5 pound-for-pound fighter at 42 years of age. I don't think I can think of any. But we may see it on August 21st. And if there's anyone that's capable of doing it, if there's any guy that to break a record, it's Manny Pacquiao. It wouldn't shock me if he pulls it off. It wouldn't shock me, and that's just crazy. But that's Manny Pacquiao, man. That's Manny Pacquiao. But I do think that my heart is with Pacquiao, and I want him to pull this off. But at the same time, I understand that this is he's going to have to climb a very steep mountain to get the victory here. And Spence may be too fresh, too strong. And the likely outcome, and I know a lot of people, you think that Spence ain't going to stop Manny. But it's not about the fact that I think Spence is going to stop Manny because Spence is so strong and he punches so hard and he's got such a big punch. No, Manny will take the punches without question. I just don't know whether Manny Pacquiao will have the stamina in the later part of the fight. That's my question. See, I'm not just gonna biasly say something. I saw against Keith Thurman, that was 2 years ago, that Manny in the later part of that fight was struggling. He was getting tired. This is for me, Spence is a better pressure fighter than Keith Thurman. Spence is a more relentless fighter than Keith Thurman. Spence is going to test Manny Pacquiao's stamina even more so, and he's 2 years older now. I do believe Manny sees something, otherwise he wouldn't have taken the fight. And Tim Bradley says Manny sees something. He sees something, he does. Manny Pacquiao sees something in Errol Spence that he thinks he can exploit, and I think it's his flat feet. I think it's his flat feet that he thinks he's flat-footed, he's slow, he's robotic, and he feels he can outbox him and he can beat him by decision over 12 rounds. I believe that's what Manny Pacquiao sees. Because chin-wise, Errol Spence has got a granite chin. Let's be real. Errol has got a granite chin. He's got a very strong chin. Right? He's a good boxer. And he's solid. He's got a solid punch. He's not a huge puncher, but he's got a solid punch. So I believe that's what Manny sees. The thing is, Manny's going to have to find his range. He's going to have to get past that jab. He's going to have to be at range, but not too close to Errol Spence's chest, because Spence likes to fight on the inside. Manny's going to have to find his range, which Manny is so experienced. He will find his range. Let's see what Errol Spence can do to offset that. Is Errol Spence's jab going to be too much? Errol Spence has got a very good jab, by the way. But Manny Pacquiao's hand speed, I want to see how Errol Spence copes with that. I think Errol Spence might struggle with that, especially early on with the hand speed. I think the hand speed is going to be a serious issue. Serious issue. I don't know whether Errol Spence is going to be able to deal with Manny Pacquiao's hand speed. I think that could be a problem. Listen, I would love to see Manny pull this off. Let's see. I think our opinions are a bit biased, but let's see what happens. Wish both guys the best. Let's see how this plays out. Leave your thoughts, guys, and guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.